Hi everyone. Today I'm going to talk about an experience in being a computer engineering student in the University of the Philippines, the University of Southern Philippines, University of Science and Technology of Southern Philippines, basically in USTPA. So yeah, we're actually almost finishing our course, both calculus and physics for the mid-year. And today is July 19, 2025, and it's already the second week of the month. So by the third week or fourth week, or maybe the first week of August, we'll be closing our classes for the mid-year because we're going on to the second year for engineering. So I could tell you that first year engineering experience wasn't really kind. Engineering will really humble you guys, especially if you don't have any good background or when you're not really trained with the fundamentals of engineering, such as more with mathematics. For me, it was quite hard, but I did enjoy taking pre-calculus. But in terms of electronics, I think my only downfall was that I wasn't able to take the lead in making our projects. I was being more like dependent by group mates in terms of electronics, so I didn't really have so much experience with hands-on. Not later, and then until we had our final PIP for the second semester under Ma'am Eileen's subject. It was making overclock track, able to move using electronics. So I was working on that with Leonard, and lastly, although I only contributed a very small contribution, which was not really nice, but for the second year I want to learn further about electronics. Like, I know my skills in the basic ones aren't really nice, but I want to work on that further for next semester because it will really challenge me a lot since we have a lot of majors with electronics and circuits. So yeah. So talking about being in the engineering field, being a computer engineering student will really humble you because even on my first year, it was already challenging, especially when we do our PIT. Aside from time management, I think it will challenge you also in how you persevere in submitting all your projects on time. Well, I was glad that I was able to work with Leonard on most of our projects, especially in coding, like in our object-oriented programming. It was really a tough subject, coding, but we were able to work our way out there, and I must, give thanks and special mention to Leonard for doing most of the work, and he inspires me a lot with also finishing my task on time and submitting complete task. And then, as for my first year, as being the class representative of 1C, it was also a humbling experience, especially when I was handling big events such as one experienced during our contemporary world subject. But I was glad that the rest of the class helped during the time. But in terms of the planning and designing of tasks, it was really humbling because, you know, self-doubt sometimes work, and then lack of sleep. But I was still very grateful for the support system that I had during that time. So, what else? For my friends during first year semester, I really had lots of them. First with my friends, with my team, with Rojan, Atikia, Jin, Melcher, David, and Charles. We've gone to different places as well in the first semester, and I was also glad I was with them during the time because we had good bonding and I was able to, you know, gain friendship. But I guess life had turned a different way. We still talk and we still converse in daily basis at school, but it's different this time because we're not going together as a team. Yeah, I guess it has to go that way. So, for the second semester, I became more engaged and more friends with Leonard and Leslie, which I was so glad to because I could really tell that we align with each other so well. Like in terms with survival during college, it's tough and difficult, seriously. But I'm glad that we're together. It's three because like we share food, we sleep together, we plan hangouts together, and then we help each other in terms of projects. So I'm really glad on that part, and we're like just really very nice bros in my life. So what else? My study habit in first semester was not really effective because I was still adjusting, knowing that I did the birding method in senior high and I was used to memorizing stuffs and like doing everything with a friend or in front of a mirror, but that doesn't work on my first year because we were more on hands-on and more with experience, skills, and such. So it was really tough in my first time. But on the second semester, I could tell that I was improving and I was really working with my skills in mathematics, like, you know, taking calculus. And then it wasn't a really nice experience as well because I wasn't really good yet on how I converse myself with the concepts, especially with differentiation. Although if I look back, it was just very easy. But during my first interaction with it was really humbling. And then now in mid-year, I could tell that I am catching up with my subjects in physics, and I'm taking physics and calculus 2 this time. And during my midterm, it was also a humbling experience because during our midterm exam, I did not know how to solve the problems given. Well, it was just an easy concept to understand because we're starting from kinematics until just that rotational concepts. But in terms of solving, it was really difficult. But I got a very high score from the rest of the class, so I think that was nice. But I really have to work harder for these finals and to work hard for our final PIP. But in terms of laboratories, is also fun, but most times I was just late comer in class, and I was actually having fun on the competitions with our data, but sometimes I get a little confused on how to solve them, but I was able to catch up. And for calculus, the quizzes are really difficult. Guys, calculus will humble you down. Engineering and its whole courses, it will humble you down. But um, yesterday we had our quiz 4. So we're now taking integral applications and different integrals. And then I was quite glad that I was enjoying the subject. Guys, I love integrals. It's quite confusing because the concepts are quite hard, but I love integrals. I was able to get the graph correctly, but the solving, so I did not, because we're now uh, focusing with finding the area and finding the volumes. Yeah, I love integrals, but I don't think I love it the same way when we start, or like when we jump to the next concepts, because next year for my second year I'll be taking differential equations and then discrete mathematics. So both of these are under calculus too, so I really have to do better. And my goals actually for the upcoming years, like I want to improve with my calculus, like to study more with basic algebra, trigonometry too, and then with the fundamentals of pre-calculus I have to go back there and then work with everything that I was weak, like my weaknesses, I have to work on them. And then my attitude too, I think I have to uh, work well with other people, like I shouldn't be too carried away with my own feelings, like no personal feelings involved, and just do my task with my workmates because I have no choice. I just really have to work with my part, something like that. And then to work harder, to understand the concepts more, and try to be independent as much as possible, because I can notice that I work better when I'm on my own. But it's not really too bad to ask help from others sometimes, because it still contributes for much better knowledge. So yeah, um for the instructors, I like them all. I like them all. I think Sir Darwin just inspires me a lot because he's just so good in everything that he does. Except that when we do our quizzes, he just gave us so much complicated questions. But I did enjoy answering our final exam, so I wish I did good in that part. So all in all, guys, for a catch up with my engineering journey, I love engineering, I swear. But sometimes when like finals term is approaching, it overwhelms me a lot that I just like take consideration on taking the PMA examination test instead, because I still have time. But when I think of goals in my life, I actually want to explore more outside of the country, and I believe that there's more for me. So I really have to work harder and just settle with what's here, given the present, because you know when you want things in life, just take things. and you have to work hard for them. So yeah, I also have to work harder in, learning the concepts by heart and not just passing the engineering course, but be more engaged with it, and as much as possible maybe take lead with projects. And I really have to work more harder with my analyzation skills. Yeah, I love engineering, guys, but it's very hard in this course. It's not getting any better, but when you work hard for things and when you reach the point where you feel like things are aligning, you can actually feel that it's worth all the pain, all the worries, all the tiresome no sleep days. So yeah, you just really have to continue and to know in yourself that you're going in the right path, and prayer always works, so you have to have it with you all the time and believe in yourself, guys. When you believe in yourself, things actually works, and for things to work out, you just have to continue. And despite for things of being hard and uncertain, just really have to show up, even if it seems so hard, seems so difficult, and if things seem so impossible, just show up. Promise it makes a difference. So yeah, I hope you survive this journey, and I'm so glad that I was able to survive the first year. I know the upcoming subjects that I'll have for next year will be very hard and very tough and very difficult, but I hope I'll be able to catch up. So that's all. Bye.